This is Revelation chapter 15, verses 1 and 2. And they read, "And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels, having the 7 last plagues, for in them is filled up the wrath of God. And I saw, as it were, a sea of glass mingled with fire, and over the fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over his number of, and over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of God." Shalom, shalom. This is your brother Shataria here at Chicago Branch Great Millstone, prophesizing the return of the Heavenly Father Yahweh and the Son Yahweh Shai. You all ignorantly call him Jesus, but his true and Hebrew name is Yahweh Shai. Coming at you with another lesson. But before we get started, as always, we're going to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rekah Kadash. Double honors to our apostles here at Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Honors to the hopeful elect. The so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are the biblical and true Hebrews of the Bible. Salutation to all the Akim out there pushing this word in truth and sincerity. The speckled bird, and all those whose lineage goes back to our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, healthy Barakatah, and the Akwaf, and those of you out there listening and learning, Shalom and Barakatah to you also. Again, Revelation 15, verses 1 and 2, and they read, "And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels, having the 7 last plagues, for in them is filled up the wrath of God. And I saw, as it were, a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of God." And this is going into the chariots, beaming those hopeful righteous elect up, the 1/3 of Israel, okay? Those who did not succumb, okay, to his image. Those that did not succumb, okay, to the mark, okay? Those that did not succumb, okay, to this wicked ass present day evil world, okay, but they overcame. And it talks about that in Revelation 12th chapter, how they done it through the blood of the Lamb, okay? All right. So these are the chariots, okay? They're on a chariot, and they're, like my elder Yacht likes to say, looking with that aerial view downward on the destruction. And that sea of mingled glass is the chariots, okay? The title of this lesson is The Chariots, Part 2, Seek and Destroy Mission, okay? And this ties in beautiful with that Revelation 13th chapter, okay? We're gonna pull that up, all right? And go a little bit deeper into this Revelation 15, 1 and 2, how it ties in with that 13, Revelation 13, 16 on down. Those who didn't take that RFD chip, those who didn't take those chocolate chip cookies and eat none of them, okay? Those who succumb, okay, did not conform to the laws, statutes, and customs of this present day evil world, but kept the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Didn't, conform to these trends and these fads, these customs and traditions, all right? And this is the chariots, all right? Part 2, Seek and Destroy Mission. And this is those who have gotten the victory on the chariots right there, okay? because the chariots are coming back to do two things. They're coming back to seek out the elect from where Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai scattered them, first and foremost, and definitely coming back to destroy this place. Okay, they're coming back to pass judgment on this wicked ass place, okay? That's the seek and destroy mission, all right? And pretty much recapping part 1, I ended that with that Isaiah 9 and 5. And that's pretty much going into that final battle, all right? That Armageddon, that third woe, talks about that in Revelation also, okay? That third woe, okay? And the chariots are on a seek and destroy mission. That's what they're coming back to do. Seek out the elect from where Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai scattered them, and destroy this present day evil world. Destroy this wicked ass kingdom, all right? And the chariots, I have a couple of videos that I'm going to play. Before I do that, I'm going to read the copyright disclaimer. And the chariots are your only way up out of here, okay? And the only name you have to call on, you're going to be able to call on to get on one of them is the name of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. The only way out is up, and that's on the chariots, okay? All right, and this is those who had gotten the victory. And that sea of mingled glass are those who have gotten the victory, okay, looking down, all right? Let's get it real quick, okay? Well, we're going to play the videos and we're going to go right in, all right? See, because a lot of people are going to fight their salvation, okay? They're going to fight the chariots because, again, they trust in the trends and the fads, the customs and traditions, okay, of this present day evil world, and not in Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, right? So they're going to fight their salvation because they're going to think they're UFIs, unidentified flying phenoms, or UFOs, unidentified flying objects, when what they are is your salvation. They're the chariots coming back to redeem you, okay? But 2/3 of our people, they went into, Esau, Esau's theories, his philosophies. 1 Timothy is that church 6 and 20, his pseudoscience, what he uses to justify all his wickedness, make everything right, okay? And that word pseudo goes into false, but this is what he does, all right? And I'm going to play these videos. This is the first video is the Ronald Reagan, Hollywood Ron, the speech he gave at the UN in 1987, okay, about the alien threat. All right, because see, that's what I'm saying. See what happened. And 2/3 of our people are going to deem the angels as aliens, deem the chariots as aliens, okay? And they're going to fight against their salvation because they trust not in Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. And the prelude of part 1, I gave you that Jeremiah 10, 1 and 2. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much, learn not the way of the heathen and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, roughly paraphrasing. For the heathen are dismayed at them. And those chariots are signs, okay? Your salvation is coming, okay? All right? And our ancestors knew that. What's that old spiritual Negro gospel, that old spiritual gospel, Negro gospel, or however they said, swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. Swing low. Yeah, that's it. Exodus 13 and 21, okay? That's the chariots because they've been with us ever since the Exodus, ever since he delivered us out of the hand of Pharaoh, the bondman, okay? All right. And they've been with us. We're his inheritance. We're his chosen ones. We're the chosen ones, okay? And they've been with us from day one. And that's what the chariots are coming back to do. The chariots, part 2, seek and destroy mission. They're coming back to seek out the elect from where he scattered them and coming back to pass judgment. Coming back to put foot to ass, so to speak, okay? All right, that's what he's coming back to do, to destroy this wicked ass kingdom. Okay, but let's read the copyright disclaimer. All right. Copyright disclaimer: under Section 107 of the Copyright of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for the purpose such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by a copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. So without further ado, Israel, we're going to let the videos play and jump right into the precepts.
Forget how much unites all the members of humanity. Perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bond. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world. And yet I ask you, is not an alien force already among us? What could be more alien to the universal aspirations of our peoples than war and the threat of war? 2 centuries ago, in a hall much smaller than this one, in Philadelphia, Americans met to draft.
Okay, and that's Hollywood Ronald Reagan, okay? And that's the UN speech that he gave in 1987 at the United Nations, okay? And I have one more video we're going to play, and we're going to jump right into the precepts, okay? Here we go.
Here's to the go-getters, whether they're in the gym or anywhere else.
A close encounter on Capitol Hill with Representative Eric Burleson showing some whistleblower video during a hearing about UFOs. It seems to show a U.S. military drone shooting a missile at an unidentified object just off the coast of Yemen last year. But as CBS News senior national security correspondent Charlie Daggett reports, the aerial mission did not go as planned.
The newly released video captured by a U.S. Reaper drone shows a glowing orb off the coast of Yemen. Suddenly, on the left side of your screen, you see a Hellfire missile zip in, strike that unidentified object, and bounce right off it. When we slow the video down, you see the Hellfire missile continue to travel on its path, that trajectory becoming clearer from this zoomed-out angle. Not shown is a second Reaper drone that launched the missile. Congressman Eric Burleson shared the video at a House Oversight Committee on what the military calls unidentified aerial phenomena, better known as UFOs.
That's a Hellfire missile smacking into that UFO and just bounced right off. And it kept going.
It kept going, and it looks like the debris was taken with it.
Yeah, what the hell is that?
We've never seen a Hellfire missile hit a target and bounce off.
Lou Elizondo is a former senior intelligence officer with the Pentagon.
The Hellfire makes a hit, a kinetic strike on something solid. There's usually not much left of whatever it is it's hitting. It's very, very destructive. What seems to happen is that the missile is either redirected or in some case perhaps glances off the object and continues on its way.
A recent government report revealed the government received more than 750 new UAP sightings in the 2024 fiscal year, leaving lawmakers digging into the mystery and national security concerns posed by these objects.
Does this video scare you guys? Yes or no?
Yes.
Wiggins?
Yes.
Yes.
Me too. There's a lot of information that's not in that video, like what mission they were on, and as they said, what are we even looking at here? We do know that the U.S. military was conducting airstrikes against Houthi targets at the time. Pentagon officials tell CBS News, no comment. Charlie Daggett, CBS News, Washington.
And there you have it, Israel, okay? That threat that Hollywood Ron, the president, was talking about, those are the chariots of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, okay? All right? And why I say 2/3 of our people are going to fight against their salvation is because they're trusting in that Isaiah 30. That Isaiah 30 at the top, okay? Probably bring that out. But you see, they're going to fight because they're trusting in this B-style system, trusting in Esau, okay? They're gonna fight against their salvation because they're taking up the philosophy and the thoughts of UFOs, okay? UFPs, unidentified flying objects, okay? Unidentified flying phenoms, okay? And when in fact they're the chariots of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, okay? They're calling the angels aliens, all right? And this is your salvation, okay? This is our deliverance, okay? All right? Pretty much gave you in the first one, the prelude of chariots are here, okay? The prelude of part 1 that Jeremiah 10, about the heathen, the signs, all right? And I brung out that Isaiah 54 and 17 as well. No weapon formed against us shall prosper, okay? Because that's what 2/3 of our people are gonna do. They're gonna fight against their deliverance. They're gonna fight against their salvation because they shot a hellfire missile at this thing. At the chariot, okay, not knowing that Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shah. Let's go here. We can bring out some precepts. Let's bring out some precepts before we keep going. Let's get that Revelation. We at Revelation 13, going into this Revelation 15 that I just gave you. We're gonna start at Revelation 13 and 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in the right hand or in their forehead. Okay, and that's that mark that the hopeful righteous elect have overcome. That's that mark that the 1/3, those that had gotten the victory over this mark that they're talking about in this Revelation 15 chapter, okay? It says, and I saw, as it were, a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast, Revelation 15 and 2, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number. Let's keep reading a little bit. Okay, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the number of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that understandeth count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. 666. Okay, 666. Okay, all right. That's that in the Greek shai stigma. Okay, 666, and this is going right back into this Revelation 15. And I saw, as it were, a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of God, praising Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, lifting up praise, okay? All right? And they got that victory through the blood of the Lamb. Talks about that in Revelation 12th chapter, all right? And these are going to be our deliverance. This is our salvation coming. And the only way out of this fire, okay, because that's what's coming down the pipeline, Israel, is that fire, these ICBM missiles, okay, is up. And like I said, we saw the movie Oppenheimer, all right? And it showed you how Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai put it on this devil's mind, okay? And that's one of the wealthy 13 families right there. The global banking elites, Oppenheimer family, all right? He put it on his man to split the atom and build these devices of war, build these weapons of mass destruction, build these ICBM missiles, all right? Okay, and they think their technology is going to win against Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shaz. Like I gave you in that Chariots part 1, the prelude, Isaiah 54:17. Let's go here this time, all right? Let's go here and let's get this Jeremiah. Let's grab Jeremiah this time. And let's get Jeremiah 1:19. All right, and it says, and they shall fight against thee, but they shall not prevail against thee. For I am with thee, saith the Lord, to deliver thee, all right? That's the prophet Jeremiah when he's, ordaining him, all right? All right, going into that Jeremiah 1st chapter. But again, no weapon formed against us shall prosper, okay? And he gave him the technology to split the atom and come up with these, devices of war, all right? Come up with these weapons of mass destruction. Come up with these ICBM missiles, okay? All right, so what's that? Job 33:15-16, how he sealeth the instruction of men deep in their sleep. That's what that's going into. And he gave them the technology to split this atom and come up with these weapons, all right? Okay, these ICBM missiles, okay? But they're not going to prosper against his hope, against the elect. They're not going to prosper against Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, who we put our trust and our faith in wholeheartedly. We have full confidence that our Savior will deliver us in that hour of temptation, in that time of need, all right? And Abaratazai be part of that number and be on one of those chariots, hopeful, righteous elect, okay? All right, but that's what the chariots are coming to do. Seek out his elect from where he scattered them and pass judgment on this place, all right? And again, let's get Exodus now. Exodus, okay? Let's hit Exodus. And let's grab Exodus 13:21. And it says, and the Lord went forth, and the Lord went before them by day in a pillar of a cloud to lead them the way, and by night in the pillar of fire to give them light to go by day and night. And he took not away the pillar of the cloud by day, nor the pillar of the fire by night from before the people, his chosen ones, okay? And this is the Exodus. And that's how he led the way. His chariots are the clouds, okay? Coming from the clouds. And these are the chariots. That's why I say 2/3 of our people, they're going to fight against their salvation. You seen that Jake on the council. Are you afraid? Yes. Are you afraid, Wiggins? Yes. Well, you ought to be afraid because you're fighting against, you're fighting a battle that you can't win, okay? Your arm's too short to box with God, all right? He's the one that gave you this technology. He's the one that put it on you. And these chariots have been with us. That's our salvation. And that's going into that old Negro spiritual. Swing low, sweet chariot. Our ancestors knew the chariots, okay? But 2/3 of our people, this is what they trust in. This is what they have their faith in. Let's go here real quick. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and take cover with the covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin, to walk, to go down into Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be their shame, and the trust of the shadow of Egypt their confusion. And that's where we are this present day. All right, fast forward, right now. Again, you're going to fight your salvation because you're going to consider them to be UFOs, unidentified flying objects. UFPs, unidentified flying phenoms, okay? When in actuality, okay, they are the chariots of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. They're calling the angels aliens, okay? This is our brethren, all right? And 2/3 of our people, that's what they trust in, this Isaiah 30. And hey, you see, they seeking counsel, that he was sitting at the council table, right? Okay, so that's what it is. But these chariots are going to deliver us. Let's go here real quick. Get this Isaiah. Stay in Isaiah and go right to Isaiah 31. Okay, and 5. And it says, as birds flying, so will the Lord of hosts defend Jerusalem. And we have to remember, Jerusalem is a people before it is a city, okay, Israel? For those of you out there listening and learning, okay? All right, just like I told you, in that 7, that's just represents completion. 7 is a number of completion, okay? All right. And those 7 plagues, that's going into these end time prophecies, okay, which Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai is putting on Babylon, aka America, okay? And those same plagues that he smote ancient Egypt with, well, he's using those plagues on spiritual Egypt also. They're reminiscent to that, okay? But these chariots are going to be our salvation and our deliverance, all right? The chariots, part 2, seek and destroy mission. Isaiah 31 and 5. As birds flying, so will the Lord of hosts defend Jerusalem. Defending also, he will deliver it, and passing over, he will preserve it, okay? Jeremiah 31 and 6. Turn ye unto him from whom the children of Israel have deeply revolted. And that's going into repentance, all right? Mark 1 and 15, repent, for your salvation is nearer than you think. And those chariots are signs of our salvation, okay? You see they're calling them UFOs, UFPs, unidentified flying objects, unidentified flying phenoms, okay? All right? Aliens, calling the angels aliens. But this is your salvation. This is your deliverance, okay? All right. Let's get a couple of precepts and get ready to close out the lesson. Where do I want to go now, okay? I gave you that Jeremiah 1 and 19, Isaiah 54 and 17. No weapon formed against us shall prosper, because I just showed you the video, them trying to shoot the chariot out the air. Bounce right off, okay? So that lets you know they're going to fight against the chariots, and that lets you know that you seen Jake on the council. That's what they're going to do, all right? Let's go here. Let's get ready to close out the lesson. Okay, let's get Matthew. And let's get Matthew 24 and 30. Matthew 24 and 30. And it says, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn. And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds. Like I say, I just gave you that Exodus, okay, 13 and 31. By a pillar of a cloud in day, and by fire at nighttime, okay? He cometh with the clouds. The clouds are the chariots, Israel, okay? Matthew 24 and 30. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, okay? Because he coming back to pass judgment on this place, all right? And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory, and he shall send his angels with the great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds and from the end of heaven to the other. So he's coming back to seek out the elect from where they've been scattered and destroy this present day evil world. Or should I say temporal, because it's slated for destruction. Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai has a hit out on this place, okay? The Chariots Part 2, Seek and Destroy Mission, okay? All right. Let's go here real quick. Get ready to close the lesson out. Isaiah 11:11. And it says, Isaiah 11:11, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt and from Pathros and from Cush and from Elam and from Shinar and from Hamath and from the islands of the sea, okay? So he's coming back to seek out the elect from where he scattered them, all right? Matthew 24:30, one more time, Israel. It says, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with the great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. So he's on a seek and destroy mission, all right? Okay, now let's go here. Revelation. Let's get Revelation 1:7. All right. It says, behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, Amen. So this is a powerful passage. This Revelation 1:7, it lets you know he cometh with the clouds. The clouds are the chariots, and that's that mingled glass. Those who had gotten the victory over the beast, they got that through the Lamb. Revelation 12th chapter tells you that. And they're on that chariot looking down, and that sea of mingled glass is Babylon, a.k.a. America, on fire. Burn, baby, burn. Disco Inferno. Burn that mother down. And that's what's about to happen to this place, okay? It's finna get judged, all right? And your chariots are your salvation, okay? The Chariots, Part 2, Seek and Destroy Mission, okay? And this scripture, Revelation 1:7 here, it talks about reincarnation. Those Roman soldiers who pierced him, all right, who nailed him to that cross, that lets you know they right back in they lot right now. And they gonna see him coming. And this time he's not gonna meet him as a man. I just gave that to you in that Matthew 24 with power and great glory. Okay? And it says here, Revelation 1:7, behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, Amen, okay? Oh, so he's going to come in full glory. Isaiah 47 chapter say he's not going to meet him as a man this time, okay? They're going to see him in all power, all glory, okay? All right? And these chariots, that's our salvation, okay? And the chariots, he say, cometh with the clouds, he cometh on the chariots, all right? And I just gave you how he's going to seek out his elect from where they're scattered. Now we're going to show you some of that destruction that he's going to bring on this place, all right? Let's go here and we'll get ready to close the lesson. Isaiah, and we want Isaiah 66. Okay, Isaiah 66:15. And Isaiah 66:15 says, for behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots, like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. All right? So, again, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, he's coming back to put foot to ass, okay? He's coming back to kick ass and take names. He's coming back to destroy this present-day evil world. and it coming back to redeem his elect. Okay, it's 1/3 of Israel, because we know Zechariah 13th chapter verses 8-9 says 2/3 of you are going into that lake of fire. You see, you're going to fight against your salvation, okay? I'm telling you this here. This is pretty much all I have right now. You know, Lord will, this lesson was edifying through the Spirit, because these same Edomites, they're going to try to fight against this here, okay? And he's the one who gave this guy Oppenheimer the technology to split the atom and come up with these weapons of war, come up with these weapons of mass destruction, come up with these ICBM missiles, okay? And Isaiah 54:17, no weapon formed against us will prosper. Just gave you the Jeremiah 1:19. Hey, they shall fight against you, but they won't prevail. So the chariots, the only way out is up. Lord will, the lesson was edifying through the Spirit. In closing, I'd like to say shalom and a Baba Bo. Till the next time.